They killed Big Bertha. That 8-pound bass came to my dock every morning for 3 years. Now she floated belly up with 200 other fish because my HOA president thought she owned my lake. The chemical stench hit me at sunrise, sharp copper sulfate mixed with rotting scales. Vivian Blackwater had dumped $3,500 of industrial algicide into my crystal-clear water overnight, turning it the color of antifreeze. I stood there holding Bertha's lifeless body, shaking with rage. Then I realized something beautiful. Vivian's subdivision gets their drinking water from the same underground spring that feeds my lake. Every drop, every house, 847 homes. She didn't just poison my fish. She poisoned her entire neighborhood. My name's Marcus Reed. At 52, I never thought I'd be at war with a woman who spends more on manicures than I make in a week. I'm a retired electrician turned solar installer in Pine Ridge, North Carolina. My 12-acre property with its spring-fed lake has been in my family since 1952, back when this area was tobacco fields and common sense. Then developers showed up 15 years ago and built Willow Creek Estates, 847 mega-coulombs mansions starting at $600,000 each. They offered millions for my land. I told them to build their clubhouse in Hellber. Aust new neighbors were fine, but then Vivian Blackwater moved in. Picture this, 47 years old, white Lexus detailed weekly, talks like a lawyer ordering coffee. She appointed herself HOA president within 6 months, and dietly launched enhancement campaigns, fancy talk for making everyone miserable. Her opening shot came 3 months later. Certified letter claiming my unsightly fishing activities disturbed her peaceful enjoyment. She demanded I tear down my dock that's been here since before she was born. I called my lawyer buddy Tom Martinez. He nearly choked laughing. Marcus, property predating HOA establishment can't be subject to retroactive covenants. She's threatening you with laws that don't exist. When intimidation failed, Vivian filed false complaints with the county. The inspector apologized for wasting his time. That's when she revealed her true nature. Every morning at 6 a.m., suddenly her crew needed emergency landscaping. Leaf blowers, chainsaws, industrial mowers screaming at maximum volume while I tried to fish, but I kept fishing. Some principles are worth defending. 2 weeks later, Vivian hired an expensive surveyor claiming my dock extended 6 inches onto community water rights. She filed an actual lawsuit over 6 inches of dock space. While her legal papers crawled through the system, she launched a Facebook smear campaign. The comment section turned into a digital CH mob. But I spent my weekend in the county courthouse basement, digging through deed records. And holy hell did I hit the jackpot. My grandfather didn't just own the land, he owned exclusive water rights to the entire lake system, every drop, every molecule. The original 1952 deed specifically included all water rights, surface and subsurface, including natural springs and tributaries there too. Here's the beautiful part. The lake is spring-fed from an underground aquifer extending directly under Vivian's subdivision. Legally speaking, every time her neighbors flush toilets, they're using my water. Tom Martinez said, "Marcus, you don't just have a defense, you've got a nuclear weapon disguised as a property deed. We filed a countersuit for harassment and slander." The timing was pure poet. Right during Vivian's fancy backyard dinner party. Our sheriff's deputy walked through her gate. "Ma'am, I need to serve you legal documents." 40 conversations stopped. Vivian's hands trembled reading the papers. "This is harassment," she shrieked. "That redneck is trying to intimidate me." The mask slipped completely. Her guests suddenly remembered urgent appointments. Next morning, I found an anonymous note. "Stop fishing or face consequences." Anonymous threats are cute. What Vivian did next was straight-up government weaponization. Within a week, I had more government inspectors than a meth lab bust. Fish and Wildlife claimed my fishing disrupted migratory bird patterns. EPA tested water for environmental hazards. County health, code enforcement, they all showed up. Each inspector found nothing wrong. But I was making friends with these overworked civil servants. Turns out they remember who wastes their time. Dolores Martinez, retired county clerk, became my secret weapon. Over coffee, she dropped a bombshell. Marcus, that subdivision was built on protected wetlands. Developer promised to preserve all natural water features forever. It's federal law. I spent weekends plying. NG environmental detective. Vivian's landscaping contractor, 40% owned by her husband Richard, was dumping organic waste straight into federally protected wetlands. I photographed it all, time-stamped, GPS-tagged, high-resolution evidence. The EPA worships environmental violations with photo evidence. I filed Monday morning. By Wednesday, pristine landscaping was under federal investigation. Richard lost 3 county contracts by Friday. Vivian's world was cracking, but she wasn't done. The morning I found the Algicide Company's business card under my windshield, I knew we'd crossed into something darker. Environmental terrorism was Vivian's next play. While I visited family in Charlotte, Vivian researched industrial algae treatments. She found Clearwater Solutions and lied through her teeth. Claimed my lake was community property experiencing dangerous algae bloom threatening public health. $3,500 cash for midnight chemical assault. I came home Sunday evening to the smell hitting me before I stepped out of my truck. Sharp metallic stench of copper sulfate mixed with mass death. The water had turned unnatural blue-green. Big Bertha floated 20 feet from the dock. 3 years of mourning. Feedings. Watching her grow into a lake legend. Now just another casualty. 200 other fish floated alongside her, an entire ecosystem assassinated overnight. County Environmental Officer Jim Patterson arrived with hazmat equipment. Test strips turned impossible colors. Industrial-strength copper sulfate poisoning, he said, voice tight with fury. Whoever did this sterilized the ecosystem, or 2 to 3 years minimum. This is felony destruction, possibly federal environmental terrorism. Security footage from across the street was crystal clear. Clearwater Solutions truck arriving at 2:17 a.m. 2 figures in protective suits dumping death into my lake. 26 minutes to destroy 70 years of family heritage. As Sandra and I filled garbage bags with Vivian's victims, my electrician brain connected dots. Every house in Willow Creek Estates uses well water pumped from the same underground spring feeding my lake. Same aquifer, same water source, same copper sulfate contamination. Independent lab results made my blood run cold. Copper sulfate levels 4 times higher than EPA safe drinking water standards. Vivian had contaminated her entire neighborhood's water supply. Every faucet, every shower, every ice cube maker was serving up industrial toxins. Monday morning, I drove back to the courthouse basement. The original 1952 deed transfer paragraph made my heart stop, including all water rights, surface and subsurface to underground spring system and tributaries thereto in perpetuity. In perpetuity. Latin for forever. My grandfather had bought every drop of water flowing through. The spring system extending for miles beneath Vivian's subdivision. I pulled the Willow Creek development records. The developer claimed independent wells with sustainable water sources. Those independent wells tapped directly into my grandfather's spring system. The developer never purchased water rights because he didn't know they existed separately. For 15 years, 847 families had been using my water without permission or compensation. Average household usage times 847 homes times 15 years. We're talking tens of millions in back payments I could legally demand. But the contamination angle was the diamond on top. Every home was now drinking water poisoned by Vivian's chemical warfare. I assembled a legal team: Rebecca Torres, environmental lawyer, Dr. James Mitchell, hydrogeologist, and Sarah Morgan, investigative journalist who destroyed corrupt HOAs for sport. Rebecca's strategy hit from every direction simultaneously: federal lawsuit for water rights theft, EPA emergency intervention, state criminal charges, civil suits for damages that would make lottery winners blush. Dr. Mitchell's testing confirmed contamination would reach every home within 6 to 8 weeks. Sarah's background check revealed Vivian had a 20-year pattern of destroying anyone who challenged her authority. Rebecca crunched numbers. $50 monthly per household times 847 homes times 180 months equal to $30.6 million in back payments before punitive damages. But I wasn't destroying 800 innocent families to punish one woman. We'd offer settlement, waive all back payments for complete lake restoration, Vivian's resignation, and criminal prosecution. Meanwhile, Vivian discovered the contamination through neighbors complaining about metallic-tasting coffee. The Facebook group exploded with posts about weird water and sick kids. Vivian went into cover-up mode, claiming natural mineral deposits. She tried bribing Clearwater Solutions owner $10,000 to destroy service records. He recorded everything. She hired a spy to dig up dirt on me. I had him arrested for attempted vehicle burglary. She filed anonymous complaints against my solar business. I documented everything. Community health crisis intensified. Pediatricians noticed spike in childhood stomach problems. Parents bought bottled water in bulk. Vivian blamed aging infrastructure and charged residents $500 each for emergency upgrades. 3 bored me. MBers confronted her about the mysterious $3,500 landscaping expense. She refused receipts and threatened lawsuits. Board member Patricia Morgan discovered Vivian had embezzled HOA funds. The Pine Ridge Community Center meeting drew 300 people and TV crews. EPA presented findings: copper sulfate levels 4 times above safe standards. Contamination originated from my lake. I walked to the microphone and read my grandfather's deed. In plain English, I own water rights to the entire aquifer feeding this subdivision. Every drop for 15 years legally belongs to me. Silence. I'm waiving all back payments, about $30 million. But Vivian Blackwater poisoned my lake, destroying 70 years of family heritage and contaminating water that belongs to me while your children got sick. Rebecca stood. Mrs. Blackwater faces federal environmental destruction charges, state illegal dumping, and embezzlement charges. We have video evidence, recorded bribery attempts, and documentation of her using HOA funds for personal vendettas. The deputy arrested Vivian. She shrieked, "You'll all regret this. That redneck is manipulating you." Final mask gone. Pure rage on display for 300 witnesses and 3 cameras. 6 months later, I stood on my dock at sunrise, watching native bass fingerlings released into crystal clear water. Dr. Mitchell's restoration worked perfectly. Vivian pleaded guilty to everything. 3 years federal prison, 5 years probation, $75,000 restitution. Real estate law license permanently revoked. She lost everything trying to destroy one man who wanted to fish in peace. I opened my lake for community fishing every Saturday. The annual spring festival now draws 500 people. Our case set precedent for 3 other water rights cases. HOA reform legislation passed inspired by Vivian's abuse. Never let petty tyrants make you abandon principles. Document everything. Know your rights. Sometimes the best way to defeat enemies is building something better from their mistake.